What up, Boxing World 12 Rounds TV? Keith one-time Thurman is not interested in fighting Errol Spence. As a matter of fact, here's what he said. Why the heck is Floyd Mayweather Jr. trying to push Errol Spence to fight A-class fighters? You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. And let's not get Keith one-time Thurman wrong. He's got some sense and he makes sense. You know what I mean? Keith one-time Thurman could be very vocal. You know, he's got a very high ego and pride. And like I said, he's got a mouth on him. But sometimes, as a matter of fact, I can say that most of the time he makes sense, you know. Errol Spence is a good fighter, you know what I mean? He's young. As a matter of fact, he won very impressively against Lo Greco. And it was only two rounds, I believe. It was a knockout. But on the other hand, Keith one-time Thurman made sense when he said this. Why the heck is Floyd Mayweather Jr. insisting on having Errol Spence fight Keith one-time Thurman? You know, like what Keith one-time Thurman said. He has not even fought any B-class fighters, you know, and that's true. You know, Keith, like I said, Errol Spence is a good fighter, but he has not fought anybody solid. You know, they're trying to move Mayweather, especially. He's trying to move Errol Spence to go fight A-class fighters like Keith one-time Thurman. You know, I don't think Keith one-time Thurman is ducking Errol Spence. You know, if Mayweather has no intention of fighting Keith Thurman and trying to make Errol Spence fight him versus himself, it's something wrong with that. You know, that's what Keith one-time Thurman is trying to tell us. You know, if Mayweather's not trying to fight me, why the heck is he trying to push Errol Spence to fight me? You know what I mean? That doesn't make sense. You know, Errol Spence is not in his level. That's what he's pretty much trying to say. I don't think that Keith Thurman is, you know, putting down Errol Spence as a good fighter. I just think that Keith one-time Thurman wants to see more of Errol Spence, and so do I, and so does a lot of people. You know, just because Errol Spence is undefeated, he's knocking out people. You know, he says, as a matter of fact, that he's the future of boxing. He could be. He's on the right track. I'm not saying that he's not, but he has not fought anybody solid. You know. And in just from Lo Greco moving up to Keith one-time Thurman, does that make any sense? No, it doesn't. But it does to Mayweather. Mayweather wants Errol Spence to fight Keith one-time Thurman. You know, that's a joke. That's funny to me. And that's funny to Keith one-time Thurman. If I was Keith one-time Thurman, I wouldn't fight him either. Even though I don't think that Keith one-time Thurman is ducking Errol Spence. As a matter of fact, I believe Keith one-time Thurman would destroy Errol Spence. You know what I mean? It's a battle, again, of a veteran versus, or let's just say not a veteran, because Keith one-time Thurman has not been in the game that long, but an experienced guy. He's actually fought solid guys versus Errol Spence. He has fought some, not most though, you know what I mean? He's fought, Errol Spence has fought people, boxers, opponents that we clearly knew he was going to win. You know what I mean? You know, Errol Spence, they're building Errol Spence. And like I said, he's on the right track. You know what I mean? They're building him, but not quite ready yet. You know, you don't want to match Errol Spence versus Keith one-time Thurman or Manny Pacquiao or Kell Brook. You don't want to do that. You want to end his streak very soon and do that. You know, I don't understand why Mayweather thinks that Errol Spence is just gonna walk through Keith one-time Thurman. He's just gonna walk through Kell Brook, or even, let's just say, Manny Pacquiao. You know, it hasn't been mentioned, but you know, that's what he's implying. That's what Mayweather's implying, that Spence is ready for Keith one-time Thurman and this A-level fighters. Well, newsflash, Errol Spence is a good fighter, but he's gotta walk before he can crawl. I mean, he's gotta crawl before he can walk, and he's gotta walk before he can run. You know what I mean? He just can't walk through. Just because you beat, you know, C-level fighters doesn't mean that you got to go from C-level fighters all the way to A-level fighters. You know, you got to clean out your division. You got to, you know, you got to walk. If anything, he should fight Amir Khan. You know what I mean? Errol Spence should fight Amir Khan. That would be a good fight. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. You know, he'll fight Algieri. He can fight Algieri. That'll be a good fight. You know what I mean? But he's not even. I don't even think that Errol Spence is worthy of fighting somebody like, I don't know, Bradley, Timothy Bradley. You know, even though I believe that Errol Spence would do good, you know, he might even win against Bradley. We shouldn't see that match. You know, we shouldn't see it. You know, I don't even know why Vargas is fighting Bradley. You know, but like I said, I'm just you know, an amateur boxing commentator. I mean, you know, I'm no sportscaster. I'm no professional, you know, reporter or anything like that. But I'm just saying that I think Floyd Mayweather Jr. is out of line by trying to match Errol Spence against Keith one-time Thurman. You know, like I said, if I was Keith one-time Thurman, I wouldn't fight Errol Spence either. Even though I know I would win. You know, I have no doubt. You know, if I had to put my money on it, it would be on Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence, you know. No, it's crazy. like Keith one-time Thurman said, if Mayweather's not going to fight me, then why is he trying to push Errol Spence to fight me? It's not going to happen, you know. What Keith one-time Thurman wants to see is Mayweather to fight Kell Brook if he's not going to fight Keith one-time Thurman himself, you know. Or rematch with Pacquiao, even though Keith one-time Thurman, you know, highly disagrees that, you know, Pacquiao would actually win against Mayweather. And he said that before, you know. As a matter of fact, Keith one-time Thurman is not even on the third ranking as far as, you know, welterweights anymore. That's what he said before, but that might have changed. I don't know, but he hasn't said anything lately. But Keith one-time Thurman is very disappointed and is actually upset that Mayweather is trying to match Errol Spence with him. And like I said, I would be too. You know, I wouldn't fight Errol Spence. You know, he gotta go to the B-level fighters first, you know, before he goes all the way up to the A-level fighters. You know, I don't want to see that. You know, why don't he match Errol Spence against Porter or Errol Spence against Broner? That would be all right. You know what I mean? Match Errol Spence against Broner, see what he does with Broner, and then after that, he could fight Porter. After that, then he can fight somebody like Bradley, you know, if he's going up to the rank. Then fight Algieri or somebody like that. Hell, he won't do anything. Well, Provodnikov, he could do something with Provodnikov, you know, but not. You know, I'm not saying that Keith one-time Thurman is the best out there. He's, you know, he's one of the best, but he's not the greatest. He's one of the best. You know, if Mayweather is not willing to fight somebody like Errol Spence or somebody like Keith one-time Thurman, then Errol Spence doesn't have any business against Keith one-time Thurman. And like I said, I have to agree with Keith Thurman, you know, of not agreeing to fight Errol Spence. You know, have Errol Spence fight Amir Khan. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, see if he can pass that. If he knocks out Amir Khan, then okay, all right. Everybody made a mistake. I guess he's ready for A-level fighters. You know, we'll see how that goes. You know what I mean? But he's got to fight at least 2 or 3 B-level fighters, and then, you know, one A-level fighter before he can actually beat somebody or fight somebody like, you know, Keith Thurman, Kell Brook, Pacquiao. You know, all those kind of crazy fighters. You know, you can't just from Lo Greco to Keith one-time Thurman. What is Mayweather trying to do? It's retarded. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Keith Thurman is upset that Mayweather is trying to match Spence against Keith one-time Thurman. He's really upset about this. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.